Cool. So we are live with the live stream, which is dedicated to the Object for Object exhibition and weekend. I think everybody who's minting, collecting on Hic et Nunc is hoarding everything that they possibly can this weekend. At least I for sure am. I've been basically like on Hic et Nunc all day today, all day yesterday. So it's an amazing initiative. And we have Thais and Amelie from Diverse NFT Art, who are actually the initiators and the creators of this beautiful initiative. So I'd like for them to just introduce it and also introduce themselves and also say what the initiative is all about.
Thais, do you want to go? You want to start?
Okay, hi, I'm Thais. I'm an artist from Brazil, and I'm also a co-founder and curator at Diverse NFT Art. And this is the second edition of Objects for Objects. And the idea is that everyone would swap their objects with other artists and create a more diverse collection. Also, we think like when everyone put their price for 0 Tesos, we put all the artists in the same level. And that's something we think it's very important, not have like hierarchy between the artists. Everyone deserves the same attention and visibility. And this edition has been great so far. We almost, I think maybe now we have already doubled the number of registered objects. And it's been like, Twitter is going crazy. Sometimes you cannot even follow up because so much things. So we want to thank everyone who joined this adventure with us.
Thanks, Thais. Yeah, my name's Amelie. I'm the co-founder of Diverse NFT Art along with Thais. I like to make art, and I'm also like a creative developer for my work as well. But yeah, this was obviously the second edition, like Thais said, and we also wanted to do like an exhibition of the first Object for Object this time. So we partnered with Mikhail, Political Crypto Art, Ricky and Jackson, and we helped set up this exhibition space on Crypto Voxels, because we thought it'd be really nice, for people to walk around an online virtual exhibition and kind of see the art that was, really kind of like helped Hic et Nunc grow in March and stuff as it kind of launched as a platform. So like timing wise, it kind of made sense to do it like a month after, but it's also nice to see like more and more artists join the platform and kind of like mint art for this event as well.
Super. So I remember actually the first time when you did Object for Object, it was like 10,000 objects on the platform, right? Yeah. And now it's like, I think more than 50,000. For sure there's more. How many objects are? I think Ricky has like a really cool graph. Actually, we should have brought it up. But there's definitely like so many. So the growth has been incredible on the platform. We have like quite a lot of people. So maybe like if we want to do like a quick rounds of intros, so that people watching know who you are. I'm gonna start with whoever I see first on my screen. So Isabel and Felipe.
Hi guys,
Hello.
We are Isabella and Felipe. She's Isabella, I'm Felipe. We are a video making duo from Brazil. We're based in São Paulo.
Super, thank you so much. Angelo.
Hello, I'm Angelo. I'm a gay Latino Denver artist in Denver, Colorado. I make really fun, crazy aliens and fun animations.
Pom Pom.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm in Montreal, and I am a toy maker. I make handmade, sustainable toys, and I'm brand new to NFTs and joined in at Hic et Nunc about a month ago, and I'm trying to bridge in my very much physical, handmade objects into this techie digital space.
Mumu.
Hi, I'm Mumu. I make pixel art as Mumu, and I'm also known as Moon. I make lots of different types of visual art as Moon.
Lisa.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I do a lot of different kinds of art. I started with watercolor, and I've done VHS art and also digital art. And I'm based in Virginia, USA.
And Violet, who is also such an important member of the Hic Nunc community, moderating and organizing everything on Discord and Twitter. So super thank you to Violet as well for all the work that you do.
Thank you. I'm Violeta or Violet. Yeah, I've been with Hic Nunc as actually modding stuff since maybe the beginning of March. And I'm also an artist, and I do some creative coding stuff. And yeah, I collect a little bit on this.
Super. So yeah, I think maybe it would be good to I have if you want to share, yeah, so you're all sharing your objects, so I'm gonna share the screen. Maybe we can go and talk a little bit about the creative processes and yeah, your kind of your inspirations as well for what you create. Isabella, Felipe, I'm gonna start with you guys if that's okay. I'm just gonna share my screen, 1 sec.
And also, if you want to talk about the experience in the event, like if it's the first time or the second time, or I don't know, it's great.
So it's our first object for object, and we are very new on NFT, like Bonbon. It's our first NFT piece, actually. This making part of object for object, and it is part of a research of ours that tries to tension the space outside with our bodies that are isolated because of COVID-19. And I don't know what more.
And it's one of our first works with GIF or GIF. Some people call it GIF, but we call it GIF. And we were actually finding it pretty hard to find a place where it would make sense to circulate this image as a GIF, being with that sort of aesthetic. And we work a lot with social media, but social media just was not enough for this project. So talking to Thais, she helped us a lot with setting up our Hic Nunc profile and giving us all the tips. So we thought it was the perfect place, especially Object for Object was the perfect timing, the perfect event to release this piece for the first time in a public space where a lot of people can look at it. Other people searching for different kinds of art can randomly see it by accident, or they can get interested by our tweets about it. It's just a very fun, and I think that's a perfect place for a certain kind of work to be seen and circulate and interact with other kinds of artists and works. I think that's it.
Thanks so much for sharing. I completely agree. I think especially I was actually speaking to somebody else who was entering the NFT space in Hic Nunc, and I said, well, there's no better weekend than to do it on Object for Object, because you can come into the community in a very humble way and get to know a lot of artists, a lot of people, and share your art that way. It's a great way to connect as well with so many different members of the community. So it's absolutely brilliant. I agree. So I have Lisa, I have your link up next.
Okay.
Let me just put it up here.
So this was actually one of the first digital art I ever made. I made it in Illustrator in my art class in high school. I think I made it in 2018, but we were just experimenting with using. I think it was a project. It was either about shapes or it was about depth. So Yeah, I really like I always gravitate to this teal, magenta, yellow color. And yeah, I'm just trying to think. I won an award for this at my school district's art festival, which was pretty cool. But I just wanted to put it out because I thought people would enjoy it. And yeah, I really love object for object because you can just like share it and everyone can have it for a low cost. And I'm a really big advocate of clean NFTs and Tezos, so I really like HIC.
Is this your first object for object?
Oh yes, this is my first one.
Super. And what have you? How long have you been on the platform? Like, how's your experience been with HIC at nunc so far?
It's been good. I have 2 other works. I was in a exhibit, the fauna exhibit, Pearl Hyacinth put it together, and it's in CryptoVoxels, so I got to do that. And I really like HIC because it's very clean and it's mostly all through Twitter. So like you can just go on Twitter and see what people are posting, and it's kind of like the Twitter feed is kind of like the HIC feed. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I actually saw John, the artist John, today that posted that HIC seems like the new Tumblr, and I thought that was actually really true. Yeah, it's cool. Even just scrolling is a fun activity to do, to be honest. Super. Thank you so much for sharing. I have, wait, sorry, I lost count. Mumu. So 1 sec, let me just share your objects. So you have 1.
I have 3. Okay.
Let me just put them all up so we have them.
This is in spiral. I think this was made in 2012. As like some back then. Yeah. Speaking of Tumblr, I was a bit I was active on Tumblr. You know, had a little bit of a following on Tumblr. And then I was invited by a magazine to a small independent magazine to collaborate on their first issues, and this is what I made. So when we were doing this object for object. Because my art as Moon isn't as popular with the NFT community yet, I decided to kind of promote my more personal work as Moon. So this was one of them. And this one is pretty special. This is called Peace. No, this one is called Freedom. So actually, the colors represent like the Palestinian flag colors, and what she's wearing is like the pattern is inspired by the keffiyeh. So I'm a big proponent for like human rights and like I was trying to voice like the concerns for like they want their freedom, they want peace and liberation. So I made this also back in 2012, and this kind of work I don't feel right selling it. So yeah, I felt Object for Object was a perfect opportunity to spread this work. Oh, and the last one, this one I made today, actually. It was inspired by Miko's comment.
I love this.
I love it too.
We were talking about object for object, and then like, everyone's like, grabbing, collecting NFTs. And then she kind of commented using a GIF, like a Super Mario GIF. And then I was like, you know what? I should make a pixel GIF of like a character running and collecting NFTs. And then I made this today, and then I minted it, and it's for free. So it's made specifically about and for this event. So it's a
I
fun
love
one.
this. I need to collect this. Mumu, do you want to speak a little bit about, you know, also like your geographical location and how like Hic et Nunc kind of, you know, allows, you know, accessibility to the NFT ecosystem as well for, yeah, I guess, you know, people who might not have the same kind of access like as others. Like, do you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think I always bring this out. I guess it's pretty expensive. I think the Brazilians also will relate to this even more. I think is like Ethereum is very expensive, and it's a very expensive to start there. So Hic et Nunc, the costs are cheaper, the minting costs are cheaper, and even like making a sale of 3 or 5 pesos is like, you know, it's quite significant. You know, it's not nothing. It's not small amount at all in our currency, even when right now when pesos is like dipping. So the accessibility and the level for entry is what I like about it. And with the geographical location, you know, like with the popular Ethereum platforms, a lot of them you need to have like invites and stuff. And I think Malaysians, because we're still new to the NFT thing, we don't have like a lot of the connections to get the invite. So having an open platform, which is green, affordable, accessible to all, is, you know, a plus. And actually today, just now, we wrapped up an NFT minting party with a group of Malaysian artists, and we onboarded more Malaysian artists onto Hic et Nunc. Yeah.
Super, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing. We have Amelie. Let me just go and share.
Yeah, I had a couple of hours spare last night, so I thought I'd better make some for the event. Over the Christmas period, I made like a little ray tracer, and I thought it'd be nice to make some art with it. So yeah, this is kind of one of my first artworks built with it, and generative art. I taught myself to code through generative art. So this was kind of a nice, playful, simple, and, you know, like interesting kind of composition to put together. So yeah, not very fancy, but pretty.
Super.
Thank you.
I guess we can go to Violet. One sec, let me just get up the, trying to, yeah.
So this is called Date Night. It's actually a screenshot video of an interactive piece that I made that I sold for like an edition of 3, and it sold out super fast. And I was really sad actually that it sold out fast, because I feel like people responded really well to it. And so I figured I could give it away for free as like a screenshot video. It was made in Three.js, which is like a JavaScript library for 3D. And thanks, Mimi. And what else? Basically, I honestly can't really 3D model, but I can code. So what I usually do is I kind of collage 3D objects together that I find off of TurboSquid, which is like a place to find 3D objects. So I got these objects for free, and I kind of like made a little scene out of them, and then I put a mirror in the background. So if you like move around the scene, it kind of, in the end, I guess I kind of, with all the objects together, it seemed like when you're like at a restaurant on a date, doing your makeup in the mirror because you're like excited to look good for the other person or something, and you have like your purse and there's a rose. It's really romantic. And you have a little cell phone, your flip phone. And I kind of like the 90s Nintendo kind of 3D aesthetic too. So, yeah.
Love that. Do you want to, so I guess like obviously, you want to share a little bit how you got into like helping out with like Hic at Nunc and like moderating and, like contributing to the community?
Yeah, so I found Hic like, I want to say around like, I think it launched March 1st, and around like March 5th or something, I found it and I went into the Discord. And it seemed like I felt immediately that this site has so much potential. Like I thought it was really amazing because I was going around on Foundation and Super Rare, and like I didn't really like the gatekeeping that they do with the invitations and everything, and this to me just seemed really accessible. So I was in the Discord, and I don't know if you guys have seen in the Discord, but like there's just people asking a million questions, trying to figure out how the site works. And I was kind of one of those people, and I was also giving a lot of my 2 cents on like the fact that I didn't like the upvote feature. And I was just kind of trying to, start a conversation, kind of like start a debate about, hey, do you guys think this is a good idea or not? And one of the devs came in and kind of like got really frustrated, and I felt really bad about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like stop complaining, I guess, and start helping. So I thought that I could like kind of go into the Discord and kind of guide people through how to like help out with people's questions, and then that just like organically turned into me kind of helping build the community and basically guide people through the Discord. And like what I kind of trying to do is funnel energies in the right directions so like people don't get stuck, and so that like the community can keep growing and it doesn't just get stuck in one place. And I try to also take the attention. I mean, right now I'm really busy like giving money to other people with the fountain, because we there's like now this program where new artists can apply to have like 0.333 Tezos sent to them. So I'm really busy with that, but before I was really just trying to focus on taking the pressure off the dev. So yeah, now I'm trying to contribute a little bit more with the code, I think starting next week, because there's a lot of features that I think could be really useful.
Do you want to, sorry, I'm just going to remove the screen for a second so I can see you, like we can see each other better. But do you want to maybe like share some of the couple of features that are like coming or that you're working on? I know like a lot of the people that are watching are usually looking at this stream as like a way to find out a bit more information about what's going on with Hic.
So the gallery feature, for example, was one that rolled out, and initially it wasn't really meant to be something where like Hic was kind of curating galleries and keeping everyone out. Like the devs are actually continuing to build the gallery feature so that everyone can build their own gallery. So that's something that's being worked on. Another thing that got rolled out recently was this filter to stop the copy minters on like show on the main feed. And the way that they're doing that is, I still quite don't understand it 100%, but you have to be verified. Your profile has to be verified in order for you to show on the latest. And you have to hold a minimum amount of HDAL. Is that how you say it? HDAL. And I'm not quite sure how they get the H style at the beginning, like if they're just starting out. But yeah, that's a feature that just came out, I think yesterday. So hopefully there's a lot less copymenting happening, or at least it's not being shown. And in the Discord, we have a channel called feature suggestions, or feature requests and suggestions, and also a design channel. So sometimes there's designers who like to propose things that the devs could do to make the site look nicer. And through that, someone proposed the masonry grid. And honestly, I just changed 2 lines of code to do this, to push this update. But now everything is in a masonry grid, and Andre helped to make it better because I had like a tiny little bug in it. And what I really want to start working on is like a way for artists to follow each other, but not like in the Instagram kind of way where you can see, that this person is following these people, and there's not showing publicly how many followers you have, but just so that you can add people to like the people that you're following, so that you can have a feed that shows like a feed of the people you're following, basically, in addition to all the other feeds. So that's what I want to start working on. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now.
No, I think it's quite a lot of things. So that's amazing. Thanks for sharing it. And obviously, like, I think for anybody who doesn't know, although I'm sure everybody does, but like HIC is like an open source platform. So any developments, any things you'd like to see, like, feel free to jump in and suggest them. I think most people do already. So there's like even more of that, more people like working on it than none, but just in case, it's completely open to anybody to suggest and make changes and interact with the UI. Super. Thanks so much. So next it's Angelo. So let me just reshare my screen.
Hello, everybody. So this is my second object for object. I am obsessed with HicketNuck. I'm on every day. I know Nicole was saying that she's on for the last weekend for object, but I think every night I'm like, instead of Instagram, I'm scrolling through HicketNuck and just looking through and seeing what I want to grab. And it's very exciting. I feel like it's a new part of the internet or an old part of the internet that's coming back. It's really fun. So this is my character, Rebecca. They first made their debut last object for object. It was just 15 editions, so this time around I wanted to do 1,000, so anybody can grab them if they wanted to. But the whole point around it was just praising HicketNuck and Tezos around them, and really just the whole experience that I've been experiencing the last 32 days on the platform. I've all these new friends, I feel like, all these new people that I can connect with, chat with, and share really kind of honestly, the art itself is a whole new world for me. I was never doing NFTs before 32 days ago. I did upload something on Rarible in November of last year, but I feel like that was not really the time to do that. And so now that I have a platform where, one, the NFTs are green and I don't have to worry about, paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars that can potentially pay someone's livelihood in a different country, or these cents that I'm paying to upload these NFTs now can, for free at least, give people the opportunity to have some piece of me. So my art is all about diversity and inclusion. My aliens are all about potentially seeing yourself in them if you can. And if you can't, seeing someone else in it that you might know. And they're all about big hips, big lips, big cheekbones. They're visiting from outer space, and they really love to watch people from West Hollywood and how they modify their bodies. And so one day we're going to see some more animations from them coming soon. But thank you for letting me have the platform here to chat. I love, everybody here, and I love watching these videos every few weeks. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Angela. Like, I know you've been, I know you've been following us on the live stream, so it's super good to have you finally, and to get to speak a little bit about your art and your experience on HIC. It's amazing. So Pom Pom, you're up. Let me just share your piece.
So, like I said, I'm a toy maker. This is actually what I do. I make toys, I sell toys, and I wanted to try. I've been experimenting with like selling the actual physical objects with the NFTs, or some of them are just the digital image or gifts that I make. And it's been actually really great having a new venue for my work, because I come from more from like Instagram, and I've been speaking with a bunch of my other like artist and maker friends who are just so frustrated with IG and the algorithms and accessibility. And for me, what I do is like my main thing is that all my work is sustainable. Like I make them out of recycled materials. So for me, HIC is perfect that it is a green platform, and I love how accessible it is. And this Object for Object is a great initiative to be able to experiment and explore. I also took part in the other Object for Object, but this past weekend I've been sitting here with I've got 2 kids, and we've been going around looking at all the different things that are available, and they'll be like, Mama, get that one, get that one. And it's great for them too to be able to see all kinds of different art, and to think of like art as something that anyone can collect. And so I find it to be a really warm and inviting community and atmosphere. And I think that, Object for Object is an amazing initiative.
Super. I'd like to ask you if that's okay. Like, obviously, coming from more of like a physical kind of object as well, like making toys. Like, how do you see the two kind of like interacting? Or was this the first like experiment that you did with NFTs, or did you like try it out with other platforms?
No, the HIC is like the first platform that I've tried, and to be honest, it seems like due to its greenness, it seems like the platform that I would only go with at the moment. And I've made some objects, and they've been 1 out of 1s, and they've been collected, and I've actually mailed the actual toys to the collector.
Nice.
As well as just having gifts too that are just for fun. And so I like to play with ideas of like playfulness and parenthood as part of like some of the themes that I tend to explore.
I think there's some comments which says, first time I saw this in my timeline, I thought, oh, well, nice painting. And then out of nowhere, the dinosaur appears.
Yeah, it's not my painting either. It's actually just an old thrifted painting that I found.
Super. Thank you so much for sharing it. And somebody else that says, amazing that it's made from sustainable resources. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Thank you.
So we have, sorry guys, I lost my, Estelle. Hi.
Hi.
Let me just share. Here we go.
So this object is from my ongoing series that is called Contain Real Ingredients. I make these paintings on The Sims 4, and I make them through a functionality of making like a photo inside the game, and then I tell the sim to paint based on that screen capture inside the game. So I've been making those for like a few years now, but I never found a way to put them in the world that would really make sense with what the project is in my mind. That is sort of a joke with how the painting, which is sort of an institution of the art world, it's so like embedded and processed in the culture that is the metaphor of the only way of being an artist inside the game. So that's sort of my joke with this project. And I really felt like that I needed a way to put in the word that would really make sense with this message. And when I first knew about NFTs, I really thought about this project because I had it in, in my computer, and I was speaking with my friends about this for years now. And I'm really happy with how the practice is going, because it never was about the images themselves or the aesthetics of it, but now I'm I don't know, getting a lot of pleasure of seeing all, exploring the aesthetic possibilities, and also seeing the subject I talk in my other lines of work appear here too. So I think it ties a lot of loose loose strings in my work body, my body of work. And I'm really enjoying Object for Object. Is sort of the first one I'm actually participating, because I joined the platform for like in the end of the last month. So it was right after Object for Object. So I was still able to collect some objects, and that same week I was so happy with the experience that I also created a free object. But I'm having so much fun. It's like a zine fair, but I think I've never took so much zines from a zine fair. It's intense, I think, but I
Yeah,
love
great. Thank you so much. And we have Thais to close us off. Well, not close us off, but like close the object kind of sharing. Let me just pull it up. Here we go. You have two Thais, right?
Yeah, this was the one that I made especially for the event. And I like to show actually the process of making it. I did all the paintings. So there are 10 paintings, and I just did like that and scan it.
Wait, let me take out the so we can see you better.
Oh, okay. And then I scan it and put it in order and did like this small loop animation. I really like this process of making animation like with my hands and then working on the computer. And also like I think relates to a topic that I'm very interested in, that is like how the digital and the physical world can be together, because I have the paintings, but they are not exactly the artwork. The artwork is the animation, so it's only possible in the digital, but I have the physical painting, so it's something that I really like to play with. And the other object is,
one sec.
okay, is a collage with many jardins that people created. And Jardim is a project that I've been working since I started on. Actually, I've been working on Jardim since last year, but it made much more sense when I started minting on nunc, because Jardim is a virtual simulation where you can create these images. And so I've been minting the image that I create, and I released the simulation on Wednesday. So this was the image that I received from other people, which made me really happy to see people like they were really using the simulation. And I would like to invite everyone to create their jardim. and please send to me so I can do more college, because I think it's also about that. My proposal with Jardins, like, to the viewer/user could also be able to create something inside of my work. And I think maybe that somehow makes more horizontal or equal the relationship between the artist and the viewer. So I think that's it.
I think somebody's saying to make a Jardine piece live.
Oh, I can do that next week.
Okay, cool. Super. So I think like we kind of went through all of the objects of everybody here. I don't know if like Thais or Amelie, you want to add anything else around the initiative, or in general, you know, about the weekend, and or if anybody else as well like wants to jump in, and yeah, feel free to do so.
I think we could share the exhibition space we set up, because I'm not sure if everyone's seen that.
Yes. So if you can send me a link to it,
yeah.
I can go and share it. Which actually we should mention that it was built by Ricky and Jackson, who have been super supportive of, you know, the initiative, and they've kind of also like put up their space in Crypto Voxels to showcase like all of the objects of the last object for object that happened. And I think the new objects that have been created this weekend will be uploaded, will be put up soon, right?
That'll
Thais,
be for
correct me
a
if I'm wrong.
future event, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to burden them with like setting up a whole new space, but yeah, we'll use all the artworks that were made for this weekend in a future event, definitely. We just need to decide when and what that would be.
Okay, so let me just share my screen. And I have to tell you all that I'm not a pro at navigating Crypto Voxels, so please excuse me for my non-abilities of navigating it.
I think the interesting thing is that you can actually watch us on a live stream right now in the website as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's here, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of theatre, and then there's like the stream at the end of the pier as well. So I think if you go inside... Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so this was all built by Ricky. So big shout out to him for building all of the exhibition, and yeah. Actually, we can hear my voice twice, so that's great. Super. Oh, I think I'll go back.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are asking, you know, like how do we organize the objects that are on display? And Ricky was talking about this in the Discord, and it made sense for us to kind of remove the videos just for this space, because they were quite consuming on performance. So we've just used GIFs and JPEGs, and then we arranged them in the Hiccup logo outside.
Cool. Do you want to share maybe like what do you have planned for the future, or like what you're thinking with Object for Object, like what's going to happen?
We haven't really formally announced anything yet, but we definitely want to do a summer festival, maybe in Crypto Voxel, but it's going to be a lot bigger in ambition. It'll be like live music. There'll be maybe another object for object or 100K objects when we reach that. But yeah, we're still planning, trying to figure it out. But obviously, we still want to do these community events and taking all the learnings from these and just making sure they're even better next time. Thais, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, and we also are planning ways to give back the money that we receive from nunc to support especially women, non-binary, BIPOC, LGBTQAI plus artists on nunc. So maybe soon you will hear about our new initiatives.
Yeah.
Super. Does anybody else have, any comments, anything that they want to share or contribute to the conversation? Or if not, we can say goodbye and enjoy and going back to hoarding every single object for object that we can find.
So thank you to Emily and Thais for organizing, and thank you to Virgo Crypto for organizing. Every week, never fails.
Yeah. I just wanna add something. Before, like when I first started on nunc, I was minting exclusively one of ones. And then I think there was like a bug or something with nunc or the UI or something, where I swapped, or at that time it was called curate. So I put up the one of one, which was like only my second object, and then I put a price on it, but apparently it showed as 0 TES, and then someone just like quickly took it for like 0, and I was quite upset because it was a one of one. And then later I decided to mint it again because that person just grabbed it like immediately for 0, and I didn't mean to sell it for 0. I wanted to, okay, fine, I'll just take back the narrative, and I want to give it kind of almost for free to everyone. And I minted like 200 of the new, the second version, and I put a price of like only like 0.2 pesos or something. And from that, I think it was like a lot of people were able to collect it, and then a lot of people were more like exposed to my art. So, I mean, object for object, it kind of like that. This was before the first object for object. So I think having a balance of more like expensive art that you have, and then something a little bit cheaper or free, is nice to kind of just like give back to the community and like make connections. But obviously you shouldn't undervalue your work all the time. It's just like a nice gift to the community to have, which is why I like the object for object weekend. Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, 100%. I think we actually like started some sort of initial conversation on like pricing and like how different artists are like pricing their work, and I guess what are some general, I don't want to say best practices, but like recommendations that maybe people can follow. But yeah, it's a conversation that I think needs to be continued, because we just only like touched on it for half an hour or something like this. So maybe something to keep in mind for future live streams.
Today,
and I think because sorry.
Maybe I'm changing the subject a little, but today I was two times I was collecting like a free object, and I guess I don't know why, but everything's been, I don't think it's HIC related. I could be wrong. Like maybe there's just so many transactions that when I got it, it didn't really work. Everything was just really slow with the wallets. So then I accidentally collected 2 of the same NFT for 2 different NFTs by accident, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna shame me on Twitter that I'm hoarding. But I sent one of them back to the artist. I don't know, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I had the same.
Yeah.
So I had to say, I said before somebody is, because the transaction, I think there's so many transactions that like it's just very slow at the moment. So, and also sometimes you don't know if it's gonna head or not. And some things I'm like too scared to lose. So I'm like, bye. And then I saw I had 2 and I had to send it back. And I was like, well, before they called me like like a copy, like somebody who's like hoarding like 20 copies, I need to send it back. Yeah. So I feel you.
When it happens to me, I send it to a friend that is offline today. So we get
Nice.
surprised tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's like a good option to send to a friend or send back to the creator. And it's okay. I think that happens to everyone, like take 2 by accident. I mean.
Oh, speaking of like sending to individuals, I think one person decided to only send to individuals via the wallet. That was interesting, but because of the transaction, it was quite a slow process to do. So he stopped at like I don't know how much, but that was interesting. I think maybe in the future, if when Hiketnunk grows a lot, if we don't want to do object for object anymore because of I don't know, it's not the right thing. It's not right at the moment anymore. Maybe we can do like a Secret Santa or like a random like a trade where we kind of like we're matched up with like a random different person artist, and then we kind of like trade the art. That would be fun, and like you
Sounds
get to
so
meet new
fun.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Secret Santa. I mean, I
That'd be a
don't.
good idea. I love
I mean, can
I
we
that
just
don't.
find this anyway?
Yeah, we can just do this anyway. I don't know why it's called Secret Santa. I just don't know what it has to do with Santa, but like I just like the trading, the random, like you just kind of like you enter into the draw and then you just like kind of like meet random people and you can create new friendships, right? And it's not just about like let's get like free art. It's more of like establishing a relationship with someone else. So I think that's pretty cool. Maybe we should do that.
Great idea.
Yeah,
And
that was one of the alternatives that I thought to like avoid hoarders. But we thought maybe that would be like really complicated because it it takes a long time for the collage. I send one for each person that contributes, and it took me a while. Also because like you have to fill up, and then you have like to wait a little bit to do the next one. And maybe people will have a little bit of shame to talk to other artists and ask them for the object. So if we find a good way for that to work, I think it definitely will be a lot of fun.
For sure. Actually, something that I find also very unique to object for object is the fact that anybody really like anybody is participating. So like new artists, like established artists, traditional artists, like like anyone is just taking part, and it's just very nice. It's something that you don't really see at all within the NFT space. So that's super cool.
And it's only like logical to do with a place where the gas fees aren't like exorbitant. Because like if you want to send a gift and it costs like $100 or even $70, I don't know, it would be a lot.
Definitely, yeah.
It's kind of interesting that this concept only works on Tezos. As you're saying, it wouldn't be like financially feasible for people to do this on Ethereum. So it's kind of nice we're all doing this together on Tezos.
Yes. Any closing thoughts? Cool. Okay. Well, thank you. Bye, Thais, go ahead.
Just like to remind everyone that in our website there is a form where you can submit your object, and the list is what we keep for like having an idea of the numbers and to return to these objects. And if we do the second object for object exhibition, the objects will come from this list. So it's very important that you submit your object because, like I said in the beginning, we can't keep up with the Twitter, and we're not able also to check if the person who tweets also submit into the form. So please use the form. That will help us a lot.
And I will share it as well in the comments here below, so that you can submit it. Super. Well, thank you so much to everybody who joined the live stream, to Thais and Amelie for organizing this, to Ricky for setting up everything in Crypto Voxel, and yeah, to everyone really who's taking part in this initiative. It's like a community effort in the end, so it's great to see so many people involved and happily collecting over the weekend.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.